Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tag Performance and Nutrition proudly brings to you episode number 2 of the Together Achieving Greatness show with your host, me, Trevor Gutting, and that gimmick infringement, probably stealing that intro from the Road Dogg Jesse James and the badass Billy Gunn, some old school WWF Attitude Era stuff. If you're not a wrestling fan, what's wrong with you? But So I just wanted to jump in. Episode 2. Thanks, guys, if you're checking this out live or if you are watching the show on the replay. We're going to do this every week. So if you want to make sure you are getting the live updates, make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button below. If you enjoy this, give me a like. So it helps my algorithm, whatever, however all that stuff works. No one really knows except the YouTube creators. But today's episode coming to you, if you are watching live, Monday, October 11th. This is my third time trying to get this right. First time, didn't have it, didn't do the live feed or the stream from YouTube, so that didn't work. Couldn't find the recording, so redid it. And second time, I just did not have my mic plugged in, so there was no sound. So we are back. This time, I believe everything is up and running. And today's topic is greatness, how to achieve it, what is greatness, and to make this show great, this YouTube series great, takes struggles. I'm going to screw up, and that's where you learn. You can't be great unless you learn from your mistakes. So, getting things right, learning this. So, these first couple episodes might suck, but I'll look back maybe years, whatever, looking back, come back to, God dang, that sucked back then. But coming off a good weekend, got some work done. Got to watch a lot of good football. College football was pretty good this weekend. A lot of crazy games, and then Packers game yesterday. If you don't know, I'm a Packers fan. If you're not, then what other teams do you root for? I mean, there are no other teams besides the Packers. Packers, faith family, and the Green Bay Packers, baby. But Packers with a weird game. Crosby missing a bunch of kicks. Bengals kicker missing a bunch of kicks. But win to win, move on, and you got to win to win. Do what you can. Win ugly. That's how teams become great. But greatness, tag, together achieving greatness. That's what it stands for. Kind of work to help people unleash greatness in their life and become the greatest version of themselves. And greatness, great and greatness, greatest, whatever, however you phrase the word or put the wording, it means something different to everyone. A lot of people are just happy with being average, but then they sit and complain about, oh, I don't like my job, I hate my job, it's boring, don't like my boss, oh, school sucks, things like this. I don't like the way I look, overweight, out of shape. But they never do anything about it. They just dream, or they have these thoughts in their mind. Oh, I want to have a great job. I want to own my own business, do my own thing. I want to have a good, lean, athletic body, or I want to be athletic for the rest of my life. But they never take action on it. So to be great, you got to take action. And great, like I said, greatness is different for every person. Um, I'll start with my kind of definition of greatness and what great means to me. There's different variations on different things. So I got what I want to be great at in my business, in my life, so and in my like training and stuff like that. So we'll start with the training because that's obvious. That's kind of easy. Like I want to be an athlete for life. I want to be more athletic, get more athletic as I age. And yes, aging can hamper that with for most people if you're trying to be average. But if you want to be great, you got to train. And I train, do something every day just to better myself and get a little bit better, knowing that that's not going to happen all the time. You're going to have rough days and bad patches and ups and downs, that roller coaster ride. That's what life is. That's what things are. You're not always going to be able to get better, but if you're striving to do that and you're consistent and you're taking action, so you're going to be able to achieve greatness. And my greatness in training, so I want to get faster, stronger, more athletic, and be able to jump higher. That's kind of my big thing right now is working on jumping higher as I age. 33 years old, 5'8", 158 pounds. One of my goals in life is to dunk a basketball. and it's something to strive for. I've written it down, dunk it. It's in my training right now, working. I always train something with jumps, but this is a big focus on mine right now is that vertical and getting some spring, kind of prove people wrong that the white guys can jump. Um, but I've never been able. I mean, I used to be able to get pretty close to touching the rim or touch the rim and stuff. I mean, I still can touch the rim, but yeah, I used to have springs and stuff a little bit when I was playing basketball. But working on that, that's kind of a goal, kind of greatness, and just being able to move and pain free, train pain free, be able to sprint and do all these athletic training movements is how I kind of define greatness within my training and my physical greatness. Then we look at business in my business with tag performance and nutrition. Want to grow it to be the great and be the greatest coach in the River Falls area. And what that means is just being able to help athletes, former athletes who are looking to train like athletes, or even just everyday Janes and Joes, train and be a healthier version of themselves and build the best version of themselves, become great in whatever they do. Because there's nothing cooler than seeing someone achieve and unleash greatness in themselves, knowing that you had played a little bit of a role in that. And uh, all success I see in myself in my own training and my own transformation and things like that is great, but it's even better to see it when it's someone else, knowing that you played a part of a role. And yes, as a coach, I'm not big on taking credit, but it is cool to know, yes, I did have a role. I helped them. They put all the hard work in. I just helped them along the way and kind of gave them some guidance. And being that and being the best coach in the River Falls area is what I'm working on right now, and eventually just push that out and help many more people through remote coaching, but dominate the River Falls area. That's my greatness goal right now as in my business, and be able to financially support myself and the life I want to live and make 6, 7 figures. Start off shooting for 6 figures yearly and then eventually into 7 figures so I can live comfortably where I don't have to worry about paying my bills and month to month, week to week type things where I have been over the past. And just knowing that I am on my way to do that, working with coaches, learning from mistakes, doing things, getting rid of things that I don't like doing, the accounting, that type of thing, and knowing that's how it's going to help me prioritize my time, my business, on doing the things that I actually love. And that's the content creation, doing videos like this, and actually coaching people rather than sitting back and crunching numbers and doing all that stuff. So, greatness in my business, and then ultimately greatness in my life. My ultimate goal in life, the thing I want to achieve most, is to become a father and become a great dad. Eventually, someday, it's hard to do by myself because as of right now, I don't know, guys aren't asexual and having babies themselves. But so got to find the right woman first. But eventually, that is my ultimate goal in life is to be a great father. Living a great life to me just means being healthy, being active, eating well, sleeping well, training well, having a positive mindset majority of the time, being a good family member and friend for my with my siblings, with my parents, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my nieces and nephews, being a good role model from them, just setting a good, healthy, positive example. Ultimately, that's greatness in life for me. And that's how I define greatness for myself. You might define it a little bit different, which is totally fine. And that's what's so good about things. We all don't have to agree and have the same definitions of words and meanings. Everything should be different because you're not the same person as me. Just like your training should be individualized for you, your nutrition should be individualized for you. So should your definitions of greatness. That should be defined for you. So whatever it is in life and school and work, you can be great at it and set those goals, write them down, and actually take action on them rather than just dreaming and thinking about them. But how do you achieve greatness? Like I said, it takes action. That's the first thing. You have to take action, take messy action. You might not have a perfect plan right away. I didn't have a perfect plan when I started tag. I just kind of just said, screw it. I'm sick of working for other people. I'm going to launch this and go from there and then build and build, learn from my mistakes. You have to take action. You can't fear failure. You have to learn to grow and accept failure and learn to look for failure because that's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you build a better version. No person who's achieved or unleashed greatness has done that without failure. That's not a thing. We all fail tons of times daily, probably. I know being a baseball player, failing 7 out of 10 times, you're considered a great hitter. So there's so many different things like that and greatness. So take action. Um, what did I just say? This is the thing. I have a terrible memory. If I don't write everything down, which I'm not, I kind of lose things. So take action, set goals, messy action. Again, yeah. So, and then be consistent with that. You have to be consistent, build habits, build behaviors. So, being great, I think you need to take care of yourself first. That self care. And that starts with your training, your nutrition, your sleep, your mindset, recovery, all these different puzzle pieces that you need to take into account and be great at those individually and build greatness individually with those things. And then those will help build a great life for you because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. You can't live your best life and you can't become the best version of yourself. So when it comes to training, I think you should train like an athlete. And this doesn't mean you have to sprint 100 miles an hour or you have to throw 100 miles an hour or whatever it may be because we're all different. You could be a 65-year-old grandma. I train a couple 65-year-olds and I train them like athletes. So you're training like athletes. That means you're sprinting, you're jumping, you're throwing things, you're lifting heavy, you're lifting light loads fast, and everyone comes in a different training experience, and we work and meet them where they're at, get them where they want to be. But training them like athletes trains in strength, it trains in power, it trains in balance and stability. A lot of these things, if you're just trained like a bodybuilder, you're just trying to get bigger, or you're just trying to train for muscle and whatever. Or if you're a powerlifter, you're just trying to train, you're just training to get strong. Whereas in life, you need these other aspects to help you build so you have balance and you have stability. And if you're falling, you're able to catch yourself and not get hurt. That's what training like an athlete will help you do. It's going to help you live a better life and ultimately live the greatest life you can. We get into nutrition. So we're eating whole, real foods the majority of the time, focused on nutrients, proteins, carbs, fats. We're not cutting out all this stuff. We're not being super overly restrictive, but we are focusing on these less processed foods. I guess every food is processed in some way or the other. You have to pick an apple from a tree. That's a process. You have to go shoot or kill or what, however you butcher the cow and cut the meat up. That's a process. So everything is processed to some extent, but we're looking for the less processed food, the meats, the the nuts, the seeds, the vegetables, the fruits, whole grains, rice, potatoes, all these different things that you can eat that are basically from the earth or something that's killed, basically. But then enjoy the other foods, that other 5 to 20% of the time. I think the 80-20 rule, 90-10 rule are a good thing that apply there. So nutrition has to be individualized to you. What works for me is not necessarily going to work for you, but there are those basic principles of eat real food, focus on proteins, carbs, and fats. Don't overly restrict anything. Don't worry about fad diets. You don't need those. Just focus on the real foods and enjoy foods too, because food is not just a fuel. It is something that is enjoyed over like social occasions and holidays and birthday parties and things like that. So you got your training, you got your nutrition, sleep, go to bed. Uh, as Ludacris said, go to sleep. He said ho, but I'll say go to sleep, yo. Just because you need sleep. Sleep's when everything happens. That's when the magic happens. That's when your body builds muscle. That's when it burns fat. Beauty sleep is a true thing. So sleeping will help you look better, feel better, be in a better mood, better attitude, more energy. You'll make better choices in your food. You'll be able to train more. You'll be more present for your family. So go to sleep. Make sure you are making that a priority. Set that sleep routine. Go to bed at the same time. Get up at the same time. And then get into your mindset. So thoughts are thoughts. We all have thoughts. We all have negative thoughts. We all have positive thoughts, but they're just thoughts. They're not going to actually happen until you take action. We all have had times of self doubt or imposter syndrome, and maybe it's a weekend where you have a bad weekend of eating and you get all bent out of shape and just self sabotage and think you gotta give up on your goals because you had one bad day or one bad meal. And we've all go through those things, and being great is about stomping that little voice in your head out and knowing that that's part of life. You can move on, you just take it, you learn from that failure, that mistake, and just grow from it and get better. And just knowing that it's not a big issue, it's just something small. It's ups and downs. You're gonna hit those bumps in the roads, but it's having belief, it's having self belief in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna achieve anything you want to achieve. You're not gonna achieve greatness. You're not gonna unleash anything. You're not gonna become the best version of yourself. So that is that. Those are kind of my tips again on what is greatness. Again, it's going to be different for you than it might be for me. We all have different versions, but achieving it, focusing on your training, your sleep, your nutrition, your mindset. Those are 4 things you can do to help you achieve greatness in your life, because they're going to make you look better, feel better, move better, have more energy, have a better attitude, and just have your body just ready for whatever, your mind ready for whatever life throws at you. And then you got to have goals, you got to take action on those goals, and you have to be consistent with everything. Build habits, build behaviors, set routines that are going to help you optimize your life and ultimately build the greatest version of yourself. Again, so guys, that's today. Don't want to take up as much time as last week in my origin story. Next week we will be diving deeper into how to train like an athlete and what that actually kind of looks like from my opinion, my point of view, and how I know we got into a little bit tonight, but we'll get more into that, what it includes next week in episode 3. So stay tuned for that. But again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a like, make sure you subscribe so you can catch episode 3 live. You'll get that notification. And again, if you are struggling to build muscle, check out below in the link below. I have a link to my free ebook, The 5 Mistakes Holding You Back from Achieving a Leaner, More Athletic Body. So check that out. You can download that for free. And again, thanks guys. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.